I've got the juice on another 8 players in this upcoming slate. Now, if that sounds interesting, let's dive right in. Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me. First off, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Dan and I post daily NBA player prop videos with insights analysis for every single pick. I also run a sports betting Discord server, which is completely free to join. I don't run a service and I don't ask anyone to pay for the work that I do. The best way to show your support is by subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. I do have a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the time the NBA playoffs start, and we are well on track. I've got 8 players I think we should consider for this upcoming set of games. Now, our very first pick, we're looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 34.5 points and assists. He's only averaging 33 points and assists in his last 10 games, and he's only covered this line 4 times. But despite this form, the books have still set this line at 34.5 due to his matchup and his previous record against the Nuggets. Now, against the Nuggets, he's covered this line in all 3 games this season with 35, 40, and 42. The matchup is great as the Nuggets allow the 3rd most points and the most assists per game to the point guard position. Now, the second play is also in the same game, but it's all dependent on whether he plays. We're taking Jokic triple-double into a Nuggets win. You can get some great odds for this, I'm sure. The Joker is a game-time decision for this game, but if he does play, I'm liking a triple-double and Denver to win. Denver's won 16 straight home games in all 3 games against OKC this season. Here's his stat line against the 3 games against OKC. 19, 16, and 13. 15, 13, and 14. 39, 10, and 9. Now, I personally won't be touching his points line, but his rebounds and assist numbers should be very strong for 2 reasons. 1, he's Nikola Jokic. 2, the OKC Thunder allow the 3rd most rebounds and 6th most assists to opposing centers. So I'm liking the triple-double play. Don't play his points prop because he could finish on 14, could finish on 30. But rebounds and assists, definitely his go-to. Our next play, we're looking at Klay Thompson over 22.5 points. Now, my man's averaging 27.5 points in his last 10 games, covering this line in 8 of those games. The Golden State Warriors are playing at home, and Klay Thompson at home is a different animal. He's covered this line in 9 straight home games and he's averaging 30 points per game. His matchup is decent. The Nets allow the 2nd most 3-pointers to shooting guards this season, so take Klay Thompson and his whack-ass goatee. Our next play is in the Lakers v Portland game. Taking Dame Lillard over 31.5 points. Now, Dame time is back. He's in great form. He's averaging 39 points per game in his last 5. His most recent game against Philly was average, scored 25 points, but I did see that coming. The matchup was always going to be difficult for him. In this game against the Lakers, the matchup is perfect. In their last 7 games, the Lakers allow the most points and 3-pointers made to point guards across the league. Now, outside of Steph Curry, this is the worst possible matchup for the Lakers. Now, Dame lit up the Lakers for 41 in LA in November with 6 3-pointers made. Playing at home where he averages almost 2 points more compared to when he's on the road, I can see him having another big game. Dame time, baby. And next play, also within that game, we're taking Jusuf Nurkic over 10.5 rebounds. My man's averaging 10.8 rebounds per game, and he's covered this line in 6 of those. Nurkic is an absolute unit, 7 feet tall and almost 300 pounds, whereas Thomas Bryant is the biggest Laker on the roster outside of AD, and he's 6'10" and 248 pounds. Like, no surprise to see the Lakers struggle against centers of this size. For example, Steven Adams, he's 6'11", 265 pounds, and he lit up the Lakers for 16 points and 17 rebounds. Now, Nurkic has recorded 12 plus rebounds in 6 of his last 7 games against the Lakers. Plus, the Lakers also allow the 4th most rebounds to opposing centers this season. Our next play, we're looking at Russell Westbrook. The market's not out for him yet, but I am liking his rebounds and assists. He has been scoring very well lately, but I do like his rebounds and assists as Portland rank in the bottom 5 of rebounds and assists allowed to point guards, and we know where Westbrook thrives. Our very last play of the day, we're taking LeBron James, 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in a same-game parlay. Now, we ran this a few days ago. We're talking about LeBron's consistency, all that type of stuff, and he finished on 23 points against the Grizzlies. Had an absolute shocker. But we're running it back. I don't expect the king of stat padding to have consecutive poor scoring games. Looking into consistency, he's hit 25 points in 80% of his last 10 games. He's hit 6 rebounds and 6 assists in 100% of his last 6 games. So take that. Now, if you've made it this far, hopefully you're enjoying this video. And if you do, smash that like button for us. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on them noties. Let's get straight into this same game parlay. I promised you all, we're looking at plus 125 odd, $2.25 in Australia. Of course, we're looking at the Portland versus LA game. I'm taking Jokic 10 rebounds. He's had 8 consecutive games against LA with 10 plus rebounds, and he's got a great rebounding matchup. LeBron James, taking him for 6 rebounds. He's had 10 consecutive games against Portland, and in each of his last 10 games this season, we're taking Dame Lillard for 25 points. He's covered this line in 4 of his last 5 games against LA, and he's got a terrific. Now, for those of you who've made it this far in the video, I personally would love to get your feedback on what you want to see on this channel. As you know, I've been researching player props for every single player who plays each day. I share my thoughts on the ones that I think are worth considering, but I wanted to know if you'd prefer if I only shared 2 or 3 of the best ones instead of going through a lot more. Another thing I've started doing recently is sharing the parlays and multis, but I'm not sure if that's something that the community is interested in seeing more of. So I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see more of or what you think I should change. Your feedback is very important to me. It will help me create content that you'll enjoy. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.